calling you a radical. So this is important because Einsteinium's getting really in vogue because they have a neutron collider at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Megan Rice. I'm friends with Megan. So I was at the sentencing. I've been with her the whole time. At the prison in Brooklyn, first one there. Always. They have a super collider at Livermore, California. Einsteinium, which has a very short life. It only comes from one place. A nuclear bomb. So we have the tritium tracer, which only comes from one place. A nuclear reactor. Putin popping them off. So Kevin Blanch from Fukushima, 10 years. This is important. I said, these are full-blown out meltdowns. This has never happened before. This is not a nuclear bomb. This is not, this is something different. These are major full-blown out meltdowns with MOX fuel fucking bombarded all over into the ocean. This is the mother. This isn't Mayak. This isn't Santa Susana. This isn't even fucking the accidents at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. This isn't even the fucking Polygon. This isn't even 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl. This is the mother of all ecological catastrophes. This is going to change everything. It's going to mutate. It's going to go into the sea. It's going to kill the fucking ocean. It's going to collapse the salmon. It's going to collapse everything. It's going to kill the fucking tide pools. It's going to fucking cause a heat source over the western United States. Great Salt Lake's going to go fucking dry. You're going to actually get fucking a vapor, a gas off this thing. It's a plasma. It's going to create a heat source. It's going to boil the Pacific Ocean. It's going to boil the western United States. It's going to cause fucking the atmosphere to actually catch fire. And he sounded crazy. Everything he said come true. And I called it FUKTONIUM. Californium, rest in peace. FUKTONIUM, way more powerful than plutonium. Now, plutonium, I like how Kathleen Higley and all these people I've argued with over the years will tell you, yeah, uranium natural from the earth. Oh, really? Oh, really? They go to southern Utah, fucking, wow. Oh, it's natural. You know, uranium is natural from millions and millions of lightning strikes. That's not what they use in a nuclear reactor. They take fucking millions and millions and millions of pounds of it and they centrifuge it in fucking Chicago, in Illinois, in Toronto. You know how nasty that process is? They spin it, they gas it, and it creates they start spinning together and they collide together. You know, nuclear fission versus fusion, they're really the same thing. One's colliding, the other's just splitting. Same thing. It creates a fucking byproduct. Plutonium named after that? Oh boy, that's the only way you get plutonium. All reactors produce plutonium. You know, that exchange, a hell of a way to boil the planet. So I called it FUKTONIUM. You know, and I called myself cancer inmate number 137. I'm a bleeder, by the way. That's from all the chemo. Sorry. God, how the hell did that happen? I bleed very easily. You know, my platelet counts are still really low from the cancer. So I called it FUKTONIUM. So Livermore, California, that's where Kamala Harris came to be. Livermore, California, the nuclear monsters. You go there, I protest there all the time for years and years and years. Bringing star power to Earth is their logo. Well, what's a star? What's a star, Wormwood? Let's talk about what's a star. You know, the sun. They're all suns. We don't understand. We know there's some nasty shit on there. The sun can give you cancer right here. We're the skin cancer capital of the world here in Utah. From 93 million miles away. Oh, they brought fucking 3 suns. That's what a fucking nuclear exchange is inside the core. Bringing Livermore, California. So Livermore, California, under the pyramid, there's 14 elements, right, kids? We all learned this in school, didn't we? I learned my science teacher in 7th grade, Mrs. Kohler at Walquist Junior High. Fuck, what a teacher she was. My 8th grade history teacher was who? Tracy Hall, who invented the synthetic... Oh, yeah. Whoa, I think about it. I had a twin sister who was fascinated with mutation. Nice guy. Good teacher. We learned about the periodic table. How come the bottom's left empty on the pyramid? So Livermore in 2016 stills Kevin Blanch's hypothesis. Einsteinium. Maybe we'll call it Blanchtonium. They take waste, nuclear waste from a super collider in an exchange from a nuclear meltdown. They've created the Fukushima scenario. It produces 4 new elements. They get 4, $2 million a piece, when really they're not 4, they're 1. They're the same, which encompasses the whole thing, which really is FUKTONIUM, the 119th element, 114th. It's really the only element that matters. It's genocide. Where do you think COVID came from? It's, let's go feed dead whales to mink. It shows up from animal to human, from human to animal, from frozen seafood. Breaking news, fish swim. Breaking news, China is next to Japan, share the same sea. Well, you could see fucking... I'm Katie Couric. Can you believe Sarah Palin said that? You could see fucking Russia from Alaska. Oh, you can see Russia from Alaska. This is how geographically illiterate. The peninsula where everything washed up dead. I told you Greenpeace wouldn't get back to you. The greenwashing machine versus the blackwashing. You know what blackwashing is? That's what they've done to Kevin Blanch. They blackwashed the hell out of me because the nuclear industry has all the money. They have PR firms. They go fucking crazy with our own money. Price Anderson, fucking United States Congress, attacks a guy in critical condition. FUKTONIUM. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, and I like how they stick it into the Urban Dictionary. FUBAR. It ain't no FUBAR. FUKTONIUM, this is probably, well, there's no doubt. First, you hypothesize the knowledge in a real PhD. These are lying. They're full blown out fucking meltdowns. They're going to lie. They're going to lie. It took me a year and a half to convince anybody on earth this is a woman. Arnie Gundershield was in my site day one when I put up that video. I was in the Energy Solutions dump site protesting the Fukushima the Japanese waste. I'm going Japanese. That Mike Lee was bringing in. Mike Lee to Kevin Blanch a couple years later. Well, Kevin, we just found out my dad's a downwinder. He's the guy. I mean, he's a beard. You do know he's a beard. Which blows my mind because his dad died so young. Well, so did Barack Obama's mother. Downwinders have no respect. It's unbelievable, the disrespect for the cancer victims. Downwinders, Ben McAdams gets beat by Operation fucking Burgess Owens? How the fuck would anybody vote for that fucking bash brains in fucking bankrupt fucker from Brooklyn? Ask Mike Lee. So FUKTONIUM, the 119th element. I remember asking my teacher when I was in 7th grade at Walkwich Junior High. By the way, fuck, the most Freudian fucking city on the face of the earth. Grew up in the 1960s and the 70s in Ogden, Utah. I could write thousands of books. Fucking place is so, I call it blood. The murders, the fucking rape, the fucking, the fight over, place was fucking, you had this dichotomy between fundamentalist fucking Mormons versus the 70 fucking revolution. I'll tell you a good story. This is a great story of Walkwich Junior High. So it was still against the law to wear a dress above the knee. This is the 1970s. You know what girls dressed like in the 1970s? You know what people look like in the 1970s? This is Ogden, Utah. Prostitution is fucking rampant. It's open gay sex is fucking rampant. I mean, this place is fucking insane. It's nuts. Girls are fucking get kicked out of school left and right because they're fucking coming in mini skirts and, braless fucking beaded shirts. Boys couldn't wear numbers on their fucking jersey. I had this really great Bob Hayes fucking jersey, 22. I used to like to wear. I get in trouble. Mothers would show up dressed in mini skirts and oh no. I mean, this place was fucking nuts. Consensual sex was fucking, age was 14. Fuck, there were 35-year-old men fucking picking up fucking girls at fucking Walkwich Junior High by the dozens and dozens and dozens. In Mercedes, the place was rich. It was nuts. All legal. Half the fucking junior high was pregnant. It was craziest place in the world. I was like, well, I lived it. I watched it. I mean, it was fucking nuts. So you had this dichotomy. So I remember the mothers organized a protest on the fucking dichotomy of the dress code. Hundreds of fucking mothers showed up in mini skirts, braless hundreds with their daughters. Fuck you. They went after the board directors. That's how the dress code got reversed. The dress code was reversed in Utah at Walkwich Junior High in 1973. 72. That's a fact. I lived it. I watched it. So you'd have this... You haven't seen a Freudian place. You know, I knew Father K. Brody fucking personally. I knew President Hinckley of the Mormon Church personally. I used to do all his plaster. I knew him personally. He was gay. Fuck, everybody knew he was gay. Fucking, I love the guy. Great fucking guy. Fantastic. I remember he used to call the house, you know, I remember the old Hinckley dealership on 20th they just recently tore down and built a Maverick. You know, he'd call the house, talk to my wife or whatever if I wasn't there. You know, there was no cell phones, you know, fucking. How are you doing? He was always asking about my family, about her, you know. Fucking dude was a gem. I loved that guy. I remember his obituary. So you get these people that die, you know, and they write. I mean, this guy was one of the most accomplished persons in the history of the world. Whoa, good, bad, different, what, don't matter. His obituary was very fucking, really calm. Just a little teeny fucking thing. Talking one of the richest guys in the world. I mean, I remember when we were plastering the freaking building on 28th and Washington. I remember he come up one day. What do you guys like to eat? You know, he's not talking to me. He's acting to my crew. You know what I tell him? Okay. He comes back personally with sacks of food. Walks over to every one of my workers. Says, here. This is in the fucking early 1980s and hands them a fucking $200 each. You know, that's like, you know, $1,000. I really want to say thank you to you guys. You know, God, what craftsman skill. I always loved the art. I mean, but then came around Ezra of Taft Benson, the self-righteous. This is important because all this evolves here. The nuclear industry evolved here. Weber State University, the Browning. I sat next to Nancy Browning in fucking graduation of high school. I graduated 698 out of 699 when I was already had 2 years of pre-college under my belt at Weber State in a fucking honors program. Think about that. I was wasted. I cut my gown off. I had these crazy fucking shoes on. I dyed these fucking old Chuck Taylors that I found in my dad's closet. I cut my gown off at the thing and was stark fucking naked underneath my fucking gown and fucking wasted. You know? Nancy's like, God, Kevin. You know, my grandson's play with. This is the Brownings. The Eccles. I knew Mary personally. He used to call me and my twin sister Hansel Gretel. You know, he called himself Buddha Goose. I have an autographed fucking copy of his biography. He's from, he born in Logan, but, you know, his dad here. Weber High, Father K. Brody. May Blanch is my auntie. I mean, I go on and on and on and on. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. I like how Mariner called himself Buddha Goose, the middle, the great socialist, and he was a billionaire. I mean, boy, these guys were down to earth. The Mormons were socialists. But you go to Los Alamos, they're all Mormons. I mean, how did this evolve? Weber State University, I'm telling you, the fucking home FUKTONIUM. I mean, I think back on it. Wow. The most Freudian city on the face of the fucking earth. I mean, talk about a path. Oh my God. The good, the bad, the fucking ugly on Balco. Holy fuck. I remember when John DeLorean and Christine Ferrari were living here, you know, and I remember, God, I go on and on and on. I remember meeting fucking that piece of shit when he moved here. My girlfriend's working at the Sizzle on 12th and Washington, the old fucking Mount Fort. My grandmother and Jay Marriott fucking lived next door to each other, grew up together, were friends. Yeah, that Marriott. Hey, Robert Redford's in here on the phone. Oh, yeah? You know, he's an environmentalist like you, Kev. Come down and get some pictures with him. Okay. I go down there. I remember when I met him and talked to him, what a dick he was. I remember telling her, he's a fraud. He's a fucking phony. Boy, did I call that one right. Put this in your fucking film festival. It's a freak show. FUKTONIUM. Oh, it matters. It fucking matters. I mean, I remember intuitively saying, get the fuck out of here when I was just a young boy. But I'm like, wait a minute. You ever seen the vista in front of my house? The jackrabbits, the blue herons, the tundra swans. I grew up on one of the greatest ecological landscapes in the world. I watched this mega dairy fucking so-called Mormon rip it out, tear it out. I used to play in the wigwams as a child. You ever seen the fucking vista in front of my house when the sun rises? Because nothing else matters to me, the young ecologist, You know, on the marshes of San Diego. Well, they're all fucking manufactured. They tore the marshes out. You ever sit at a fucking sunset at Tourmaline Canyon at the bottom in the wintertime? You ever watched one? You ever seen the Riptide at 3 in the morning walking from Nick's fucking drunk with your girlfriend making out fucking under the crystal fucking pier? You ever fucking seen that? The luminescence popping off while you're fucking making out with your fucking girlfriend on the fucking beach? You ever seen that? You ever danced in the old fucking gravel pits here at fucking West fucking Weber County with Loanne fucking Bambro? You ever fucking, when the fucking, you could see the fucking stars reach out and almost touch them in the fucking wintertime? You ever seen that? You ever done that? The Freudian activists, the artists, Doyle Strong, Arthur Adelman, Jane Catlin, the activist, she was murdered. Her mother was her mom, the great activist, artist, murdered in Africa. Well, they murdered me. They fucking showed me, you know. Kevin, your fucking art. Oh my God, it's so Freudian, it's so incredible. Arthur Adelman. I remember there was another really brilliant young woman artist, and we were just kids. 15, they were using nude models. I was 15, 16 at Weber State in this progressive fucking art thing. You know, and you know what people look like in this town? I remember she pinned her art up on them. They would critique, and he says, "Oh my God, where's your passion, girl? That's like marrying for money." He put mine up and he said, "You're the Freudian artist, Kevin." I'm like, I remember, I should break that out. It's around here somewhere. I'll tag it as in the thumbnail. I did this painting of this young woman, pole swinger, upside down, being floated up by balloons in front of this graffiti wall. It's one of my favorite paintings I ever did. You know, the nuclear vagina, I did that painting. You know, you've seen that painting. Maybe I'll do another video and put it up. It's important I get these up. I painted that in 94. The plume coming over from Japan. Annika being dragged by her fucking hair into the plume. He says, "These paintings of yours are the most Freudian thing I've ever seen." I wonder why. He says, "Oh my God, Kevin." And I remember everybody's going on, "We need an anatomy drawing contest." And I started an anatomy drawing contest. Fucking, you know, I used to win them. He says, "Kevin, you have your portfolio here," because all these girls and everybody's going off about this young woman. This pornography. I says, "It's not pornography." I remember my mom says, "Who's your favorite artist?" I says, "Egon Schiller." "What? Oh my God, Kevin." No, you need to go more Clement if you're going to go Vienna. He's a pornographer. Okay, whatever. But I was there. I was at the Leopold this year, and they had the Egon Schiller fucking art exhibit, and they brought out some of his unknown ever stuff. You know, he painted all those skinny, starving to death prostitutes. Oh, now I know why my mom called them vile. Whoa! Even when you can violate Kevin Blanch. Then I found a quote that Clement said about the fucking state suppressing his art and whatever. And I'm like, God, maybe my mom was right about him. What a gem. I call it the nuclear vagina. The nuclear vagina, I called it. Freudian. "Kevin, do you have your portfolio here?" Arthur Adelman says one day. "These guys are all going off on you don't have to draw." And I says, "Yeah." He says, "Give it to me." Gave it to him, and he pinned up about 15 on the wall. And he says, "This is the most brilliant figure drawer I've ever seen, Kevin Blanch." I'll show you one that I just, off the hip, I just drew this one out of my brain one day. That's Annika. You know, I have lots of them. I'll show them. Don't ever tell me that Kevin Blanch can't draw the human figure. Kevin, defend your fucking art. Get up there and defend your work right now. They're all going off. Well, you know, that young girl, their breasts are disproportionate, you know, that nudity going up. I'm like, stop. I says, have you ever seen a naked, young, beautiful pole swinger hanging upside down, naked. You know, on a pole. I just used the balloons. Well, no. Well, I fucking have. You know, he's like, Kevin, it's important you defend this work. You're up against a tsunami. FUKTONIUM. I'm going to do another one of these because I want to put that painting up there. It's important as the Freudian artist. In the name of the great Fauma Cabro. I loved her. I fucking loved her. I loved her. May Blanch, who died at 99, right here, my auntie. They grew up in the same era. They were the two powerhouses. I fucking loved her. They were fucking, fucking loved her. Devoto? Fuck, I still love his fucking 44. I grew up in fucking Ogden. It's amazing what I have to see and what I had to go through, and these great teachers and these mentors that I had in this Freudian fucking city. And then people wonder, and then I paint Freudian. I rant Freudian. I survive erotica in a Freudian I grew up in fucking Ogden, in Weber County, in the 60s and the fucking 70s. The greatest PhD in human history. I'm alive and kicking, you know? I remember being in San Diego full of fucking cancer. Meet this beautiful, incredible girl. She's, oh my God, Kevin, I drove all the way to LA just to hook up with you. You were the sexiest, fucking, incrediblest fucking... You got me so erotic on your videos fighting cancer. On the beach. She holds my hand. I says, be careful kissing me. I'm full of chemo. I'm full of chemo. Oh my God, I'm ripped up head to toe with muscles. We walked up to my little cute fucking room. Old-fashioned, right there in that incredible place on Hunsaker Avenue. She rips her clothes off, crawls right up in bed with me, and I'm like, I remember using that line, back in the saddle, where the down boys go. You know, back in the saddle's a redo. You know, that's an incredible fucking song. That's the most Freudian song of them all. Wait a minute, girl. You ever listen to... God, I fucking love that song. I'm back! I'm back in the saddle again! I'm like, wait a minute, girl. She's kissing me, and I'm like, and this girl is the sexiest, most beautiful thing you ever fucking seen. Fuck, Pamela ain't got nothing on this one. And I'm like, my tongue's drier than yours. I'll come when I get back. This is, I'm full of chemo. I'm not going to do that to you. I can't. Not that I don't. Oh my God. How do you say no? But self-control. She's still waiting. Stand tuned.